znalazł?
Gówno cię to obchodzi! Śmierciu, jebany, kurwa, mać!
Welcome back everybody to Lackluster Gaming, the show for those who love to game but know they're mediocre at best. Today, I want to start off by giving a big, heartfelt shout out to Jammer Glassbone's face. What's up? You didn't expect that, did you? Anyway, moving on, today we are going to be checking out what I think, in my personal opinion, is the best use for the Electro Wizard. Now, we know that the Electro Wizard has its zap function, and that mechanic is really good when you pair it with a beatdown deck. So we've coupled it up with the Golem in today's best Electro Wizard deck. Let's get to it. Alright, that intro was cheesy, but it's all good. We got the deck of the day up on screen. Check it out. We've got the Golem, the Baby Dragon, the Lightning Spell, the Pump, which is essential in this deck. We've also got the Arrows, the Electro Wizard, which is essential for the best Electro Wizard deck, and the 1 Elixir Skeletons. Now, you'll also notice that the deck on the screen has the Mega Minion in it. However, I was having some really tough times going against people with graveyards, especially when I was using this deck up around 4,400 trophies, so I swapped out the minions for the archers, giving me some type of, just a little bit of extra defense, not only against balloons and lava hounds, but also against those graveyard decks, because they are extremely difficult to counter unless you counter them perfectly, and the archers are just one of the best counters for it and allows for pretty decent positive elixir trade. So here we go. We're actually going up against a lava hound deck right in the beginning here, and this guy's got an Inferno Dragon, which, as we were talking about earlier, the Electro Wizard is perfect for. The zap mechanic stalls out the Inferno Dragon's attack and makes it start over again, so it's just absolutely perfect. Now this guy keeps going for the pump, and I want to talk about the pump for a moment. This deck is 4.4 average elixir. It has an average elixir cost of 4.4, and that's a lot. That's pretty high up there, and without the pump, there's really not a lot you're gonna get past your enemy without getting into double overtime. So pump, pump, pump. I like to try to pump the entire game, whether or not my opponent has a counter. Now, obviously, if they're gonna rocket it and you're not even gonna get one little pump out of it, then I'll stop using it. But for the most part, if they're gonna lightning, fireball, or poison, or even miner it, miner's usually your best option because you can take care of that miner before, right here. See, he's predicting my skeletons, but by moving his miner around, he's actually able to take out my pump. But normally, you'll use those 1 Elixir Skeletons if they are using a miner and stop the miner from taking out your pump. But having that extra elixir, especially in double overtime, is where you will really overrun your opponents. Now, it's okay to take some damage in the beginning portions of the game. As you can see, my tower has gone down pretty low, and he's probably going to take it out, but it's okay because we have now taken out his tower, or at least we're extremely close to doing so, and he's doing his best to take out my tower. All he's got to do is zap or log it, whatever, and it's gonna be toast. There's the log taking out my tower, and he drops a lava hound at the same time I drop my golem. Now, I placed my baby dragon in the back, and there comes the Inferno Dragon. It'd be nice if I had that Electro Wizard all the way up at the front, but it just isn't gonna get there in time, so I elect to use the lightning instead because of the reset value. Now, again, throwing some arrows right there to take care of those lava pups, and look at those archers, just clears up everything, and now I've got a decent counter push. So all I gotta do is drop my golem right in the pocket on the opponent's side of the map, and boom, there we go. And it looks like this guy has got me with a lava hound followed by a balloon. These lava noob decks are really difficult to go up against, but this deck has answers for it all, with tons of air defense with your baby dragon and your archers and your arrows, making for a pretty easy win against the lava noobs. Pretty dope. Alright, so let's get into match number 2. Here we go against Ravnar, and right away, I got the pump in my hand, and that's perfect. If I got the pump in my hand, I always wait until right about 9.5 elixir, and I'll drop that pump down. Want to make sure we don't waste anything. Now, he's dropped a pump also, so I'm going to lightning it right off the bat. Luckily, I had the lightning in my hand for this specific match. If I don't, then I'm going to wait and see. Maybe I'll zap that first pump, but maybe I'll wait until the second pump. So now we are going head to head against another golem user, and this guy, I think he was actually using, I can't remember, we're gonna have to wait and see. I think he's actually using the same deck that I was using, but with the Mega Minion rather than the archers, or he's using the lumberjack. Oh, he's using neither. He's got the Inferno Dragon, which is a big killer. So there you go, the Electro Wizard is gonna save my golem, and he throws in these elite barbarians. Now there's tons of elite barbarian noobs lately, and unfortunately I didn't see it coming, especially with a golem deck. Not too many people use them in a beatdown or in that fashion. I know a guy named Astro in my clan does, but I just was not prepared for it. But because of that, we actually trade towers. He rushed with 6 elixir on one side, allowing him to take out that entire tower, because I had nothing to defend with, and the lightning would have been great. But I was able to take out his tower, and now he's actually pulling my golem over into the opposite lane with that tombstone. Now at the moment we're winning, and he's got an Inferno Dragon down, so I throw down an Electro Wizard to make sure that Inferno Dragon does not take out the golem, because I want that full health or that first golem before it splits into the golemites to get some big damage on that tower. And now I got an Electro Wizard on the tower as well, and look at that, we're just doing tons of damage. So now instead of going for a 2 crown, I have now switched gears and I'm going for the 3. Now this is a pretty easy 3 crown deck. You will have no problem if that's what you want to do, and since this guy pumped, I'll take the damage to both towers and the pump with a 6 elixir lightning spell. That's a pretty awesome trade. Now all I gotta do is get in there. Realistically, an arrows and a lightning spell is gonna kill off this guy's entire, it's gonna kill him off, give me that 3 crown win right away if I can get that arrows and the lightning in there. But I'm gonna use these lightnings, and I was just too easy, look at that. The golem gets 1 swing, and the golem does so much damage if it's not split into the golemites. But let's get into match number 3. Alright, so here we go. Last match of the day against Looper88. Here we go. No pump in the deck at this point. So now, never start off with your golem. Never start off with your golem. If your opponent has 10 elixir, you don't want to drop down a golem, leaving you with 2 elixir to defend, because they will rush you. Now you'll get rushed quite a bit by placing your pump down, but at least that leaves you with 4 elixir to defend, and usually you'll be alright. You might take some serious damage, but more often than not, you won't lose a tower. So here we go. I'm gonna use all of the cheaper cards in the deck to cycle to my pump. That is my prerogative at the moment. So I'm using the 1 elixir skeletons, the archers, the Electro Wizard, and the baby dragon. I almost said Inferno Dragon, and the baby dragon. So now I've got my pump. I'm at 10 elixir. I'm gonna drop that pump out. I know he's got something. He's gonna come rushing, and we're going up against a hog deck. And now typically, if you're going up against hog decks, every time you place down a pump, they are going to rush. And there's a very specific hog deck going around right now with the knight, the 1 elixir skeletons, and the 1 elixir ice spirit. And that deck is extremely difficult to go up against with this deck. So it's something you definitely want to be aware of. If your enemy is using that deck, when you place down the pump, they are going to rush you with an 8 elixir push, the hog rider and the knight, and then follow it with the 1 elixir skeletons and the 1 elixir ice spirit, and you just got to be prepared, okay? You got to use that Electro Wizard with the zap mechanic very powerfully, very smartly, and make sure you get it timed just perfectly. Dude, I'm having like the worst time coming up with words today. But anyway, as you can see, that pump right there allowed me to take out his entire tower because of all that extra elixir, and now I'm in a position to place down a second pump. So here we go. I don't know why I placed down my Electro Wizard. Normally at this point, I would place down my pump, but we're just gonna go ahead and place a golem in the pocket, I guess, and now he's rushing in with the Hog Rider. The 1 elixir skeletons take care of it, no problem. We're gonna use arrows to take out that Skarmy, and now we've got a decent push. We're gonna throw a baby dragon at the bridge to make sure we get some support for all the troops that he's gonna defend with right now. And here we go, he's got a Valkyrie, which we took out. He's also got the Musketeer, so this is actually a trifecta deck that he's using, and we're gonna use our lightning to make sure that that Musketeer does not get to the tower, because a Musketeer and a Hog Rider combo is pretty lethal. So he's coming in on the right side this time to try to finish that tower off, using a lightning to take out most of our defenses, but those 1 elixir skeletons easily take out that hog. We'll place a golem at the bridge followed by a baby dragon, but it looks like our opponent has given up, knowing that we took the game. It's pretty easy, pretty awesome deck. Like I said, I personally was able to push all the way up to 4,400, my personal best with this deck. So give it a shot, let me know what you think, and until tomorrow, guys, I love you, I'll see you later, peace out. Check out one of these videos too, do that. See you tomorrow.